with your mama's racing stream.
This is VRN, your trusted leader in e-motorsports.
All right, welcome Vigilante Nation for the start and the kickoff of Season 6 in the Vigilante Vanquish Series. Tonight, the engines thunder across the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway as the VRL Vanquish ARCA Series launches into this season. A new season, a clean slate, a 1.66 mile of pure unpredictability to start off the season, where the draft is king, the pack is merciless, and one move can rewrite the entire night. My name is Alan Vaught, and I am part of the Vigilante Racing Network, coming to you live from Lincoln, Alabama, for a super speedway that demands nerve, rewards teamwork, and can flip the script in half a lap. As the field rolls out for warm-up and qualifying, the storylines are not settled yet. They're just beginning, born right here, right now, at the fastest track on the schedule for this season. So settle in, America. Talladega is wild, unpredictable, and never shy about drama. Tonight, as we fire up the first race of the season, the VRL Vanquish ARCA Series begins a brand new chapter, fresh contenders, fresh ambitions, and a super speedway that can turn heroes into headlines in the blink of an eye. The season starts right here at the fastest track, as I said again, and we can't wait for it. One programming note, I do want to mention that Lori is back. For all of you guys out there who were concerned about her, she is back in the booth tonight, fully returned, mostly recovered, almost there, and we couldn't be more excited to have her with us again. Vigilante Nation, the heartbeat of this league, has officially rejoined the team, so settle in, enjoy it. The band is back together, the mics are hot, and Season 6 kicks off with a full crew firing on all cylinders. Now, before I get into the session details, as always, we do invite you to join the conversation here in the live chat tonight. We'll feature select comments on air, provided they are safe for work and reflect the level of sportsmanship and community that we've come to expect from you. Now let's get started now with your session details for this race. It's not much on this one. First race, no championship to talk about at this point, but this is round one. The laps tonight are 80. That's 133 virtual miles here at the longest track on the circuit. Fuel capacity is 65%, and they only have 2 additional sets of tires over the wall. Let's talk about that for a second. Tires in the truck series, we don't even give them a limit on tires because they don't really have a lot of an effect. However, in these ARCA cars, power wear is a thing. It can end up making the difference if you can make that move you need to do at the end of this race to win or get yourself onto the podium. So we give them a little bit of options there. With tires, we do limit it to see what kind of strategies these drivers will pull out. So that's why they only have 2 additional sets. Now, this series does feature a fast repair. So if they find themselves in trouble early, which, let's be honest, super speedways tend to have trouble in them with the draft and pack racing the way it is, they do have an opportunity to completely repair their car one time only. So they do have 1 mulligan in this series. The incident limit for this track is 33 and 6, and iRacing controls the cautions, the lucky dog, and the waiver rounds. With that, we're going to jump over to the main here. See if we can find somebody on the track for you to watch qualify. They have a longer qualifying time here because the super speedway is such a long track. They get 10 minutes vice the normal 5 minutes that you see elsewhere. Now we're going to jump on board and we're going to watch. Well, and as we get started into the race here it goes. Okay. Watching Gordon Spain, looks like he's finishing up his run. And we'll jump over here. Like Jonathan Osborne maybe doing the same. Michael Brooks on track here. Let's see what he's going for. Yep, he's going to go around for one more lap for sure. Right now, Dave Mayberry is at the top of the boards with causing nearly an identical time, and Adamson sitting there in 3rd. And these guys are already off the track. You see that Brooks is coming to slowing down as well. We'll see if anybody's able to knock Dave Mayberry off of the top step of the positions here to start this race. A little bit of information about this track. I mean, I mentioned it's a 1.66 mile layout. It's a tri-oval super speedway. It's smooth. It is wide. Multi-lane pack racing is the identity of this track. High banked drafting battleground. I mean, you're talking turns 1 through 4. It has 33 degrees of banking. I think somebody described it as like 3 or 4 stories if you were actually stand at the bottom of that and look up the top of the banking. 18 degrees. Let's see, through the backstretch has 2 degrees of banking. So even on the backstretch, it got a little bit of banking. Through the tri-oval, though, you get tricky through there at times. You have 18 degrees of banking, but especially at the very middle of the tri-oval, you're side by side with other drivers, it can get a bit dicey. So watch for that tonight. Definitely 3 usable lanes. You could do 4. I wouldn't advise it for very long, maybe to make a quick pass and then get back down to 3. So we probably expect to see 3 solid lines at some point for most of the race, and occasionally 4 and even 5 wide I've seen on occasion. Right now, Mayberry is on the pole. Let's see, they got just a few more minutes of qualifying go on here. We do have 1 onboard camera, and that is with Dave Mayberry in that 29 tonight. Let me double check nobody else has come into the camera session. They have not. So we are all set there. If I didn't already, I'm wishing everybody out there a happy Friday. I love weekends. I love Friday night racing. And then getting back into in real life racing. And last weekend, I'll tell you, I was lost. I didn't know what to watch because we didn't have anything on NASCAR, in any of the series. I think I watched some IMSA or maybe an old IMSA race on online on YouTube, and yeah, it was. It's just one of those weekends. I like it for the NASCAR community. They definitely need probably more time off. To be honest, that's a long season. Really got to be rough on those families and all the travel. I don't envy that. So I'm not begrudging them having last weekend off. I'm just telling you, I was jonesing for some racing. Let's see, I already went over all. Let's hit the atmospherics while we have an opportunity. They have a few more minutes left in this qualifying session, about 1.5 minutes actually. So it gives us an opportunity to hit this, to get this off your screen. I mean, you're looking right now, the temperature out there. This doesn't look like the same thing I looked at earlier, because I saw 114 degree track temp with only 85 degrees of ambient temp. But right now, no, that's correct. 82 degrees is the ambient temperature. It's on your screen. 43% dew point. It's clear skies with 7 mile per hour winds. And the track tip is pretty high. Right now, it's actually going down. It was 114 when they started practice, and now it's 107. So it could get pretty hot and slick out there for this race this afternoon. As soon as we have the grid, it's going to pop up here, and we're going to get into the meat of this race. No penalties, obviously, going into this race. Nothing to announce there. But let's pay some bills while we have the chance, perhaps. So tonight's race is proudly brought to you by Trackside Graphics. If you're looking for top-tier design work or need a custom livery that turns heads on the track, reach out to Austin via the Trackside Graphics email account on your screen. And also, we are powered by Wade's Pressure Washing, a family-owned Cincinnati staple, keeping homes, patios, pool decks, and driveways looking their absolute best. If your place needs a fresh shine, Wade's has the equipment, the expertise, and the hometown care to make it happen. Get in touch with Wade via his email. And then finally, GC Cruise Travel. That actually did pop up on the screen there. Let me get it off of there for a second. There we go. Finish this out. GC Cruise Travel, your stress-free getaway to a great vacation, whether you're dreaming of a cruise, an all-inclusive escape, or a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. GC Cruise Travel handles the planning, finds the best value, and takes care of every detail so you can simply relax and enjoy the journey. And we thank all of our sponsors for coming on board here this season for both of our series. If we can get over here and get you a better shot. Okay, let's talk about the grid. Here we go. Dave the Man Mayberry holding down that top spot and maintaining pole after these qualifying runs. Second place, Andrew Cawthon. Third place, Mike Adamson. Fourth, Garrett Tarr, newcomer to the series. Welcome, Garrett. Fifth, Dylan Bryant. Sixth, Gordon Spain. Seventh, Tim McAdam Sr. Albert America's Driver Anderson in eighth. Michael Brooks ninth. Aaron Warren 10th. 11th is Ryan Walton. 12th, Joe Canellis. 13th, Austin Fassett. 14th, John Shanebuckler. 15th, Mike Everidge. Greg Parmalee 16th. Timmy McAdams Jr. 17th. George Rincon 18th. Jonathan Osborne 19th. Brett McCoy 20th. John McAdam 21st. 22nd, Scott Milner. 23rd, Luke Chadwick. 24th, Dalton Scaife. 25th, Colin Decker. 26th, John Gallagher. 27th, Chris Goins. And rounding out your 28 car field, Scott Tice. And that is your grid, folks. They're still waiting for a few more to grid up here, but let's talk about, give a shout out here tonight. And probably I'm going to do this more than once here this evening. Let me see if I can get this pulled up here. So Colin Decker contacted me. I just saw him on the rundown there of your starting grid. And he wanted to give a special shout out tonight. So after more than 39 powerhouse years of dedicated service to the Rhinebeck High School, his father Craig, his impact runs deep. His commitment has shaped generations of students, staff, and families. And tonight we honor Craig Decker for his remarkable career. This shout out is courtesy of his son Colin Decker, who wanted to make sure this milestone gets the spotlight it deserves. Happy retirement, Craig. I hope you really enjoy it, and thank you for your public service. With that, we're going to jump over here and get on board with these guys. Only one parade lap, and they're going green. We're going to get right to the action here. Here's your man, pole sitter Dave Mayberry. I mentioned that he was the only driver who logged in tonight with a camera. You see him looking very focused, having brought home the pole. Time for him to put the pedal to the metal here and try to hang on to that top spot here all the way through the race. Not likely to hold it the entire time, but definitely going to be able to start up front. And if he can find some friends, maybe even bring home the victory here tonight. Going to go ahead and bring in the sound of iRacing now. You should be able to hear these drivers in the background as they communicate with each other. this first start of the race is going to be on the flagman. So pace car is going to pull off here. The leader does not control this restart in the restart zone. It is on the flagman entirely. So once they get around here at Talladega, the start finish line is far down the front stretch here, which makes for some exciting finishes. And here we go. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway, folks. They may be hanging on to that top spot. We got Mike Adamson there trying to get up behind him and take over the second spot entirely, but they're going to fight back on the outside, as you can see. Andrew Cawthon getting a good push. He's going to drop down that bottom line. 17 of Garrett Tarr showing what he's got here early. Also working with Gordon Spain. Maybe they end up taking the outside line. We already got the first caution before we finish out the first lap. We are under yellow. Looks like it's probably going to involve Greg Parmalee, Luke Chadwick, and perhaps Brett the Real McCoy.
Checking up the pace car in one.
We'll get you back there and take a look and see what happened. Early accident here at Talladega Superspeedway. We go. Oh, that happened pretty quick there. Like you got Austin Fassett in the 30, Greg Parmalee. And so I've seen this a lot at super speedways. You see a driver on the top line start to go down and maybe hesitate, not entirely sure if they're clear. And when they hesitate like that and then start to go, it ends up happening something like this. So, oh, we catch in the 47. John McAdams into that. This is where Brett McCoy gets some of his damage. Yeah. Gafe, I just saw him. He was involved in this. It's pretty rough. All right, folks, we get back to live here. Take a look in the chat. I haven't talked about you guys yet. Let's see, Dig It Baby. I see Earl Evans out there in the chat. Hey, good to see you, Earl. We see Aaron from TM Kitchen and Grill out here pulling for his man, the 99, Albert Anderson. The Anderson clan is here in full force. Papa Anderson out there. Hello, sir. Pulling for his son. Chris Gomes, he says, I feel like I should be rooting for Albert too. Is Gomes? That's right. Gomes is out, I think, for a couple of races. So he's spectating tonight. That must be why I saw him posting earlier. I didn't really look into it earlier in the Discord. He wasn't super happy about tonight. Good to see you in the chat there, Chris. I hate that you're not here, but I see Kathy A out there also pulling for Albert Anderson on his aunts. Cole Decker has saying hello to everybody. Lori, of course, I mentioned she's back, folks, and she is in the chat. So hit her up. We're all happy to have her back, but I think no one as happy as Albert Anderson and a couple of the other folks who have been really kind of concerned about her, and of course herself, just getting out here and getting back to normal activities. But thank you, everybody out there, for your thoughts and prayers, and pulling for my wife's recovery. She came through it. I mean, it's just, surgery is serious no matter how you do it, and it's have unexpected setbacks sometimes. But she is on the backside of this thing, and we are happy for it. Let's see. Also got Jeremy Gammon out there pulling for Rocket Ryan Walton. Yeah, it's good to see all you guys. Wheeling with Jesus out there saying hello, buddy. Who you pulling for, Wheeling? Folks, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out, helps us highlight these drivers. They work really hard each week to bring a good show and be competitive. And let's see who's see Chris Gomes out there talking about. Wait, who's in the 10th? In the 10th? right now. Oh, never mind. I don't know what I'm looking at. You're right. Well, I don't know what that was. I just missed that. So got my head stuck in this computer, folks, and all the different software. I didn't notice he's actually in the race. Got at least another lap before we go green. When the lights go out on that pace car, that indicates one more lap until we get back to the action. We didn't get a lot in. We got less than a lap. We're already going to start lap 4 here. Here's hoping that we can keep it clean. Get some long green flag runs here and some green flag pit stops. It's always great to see the strategy that goes into these races. Let's reset you as we get ready to go here. I don't think many people went down. Yeah, we had some folks there. So from Dylan Bryant in 11th on back, they all went down and hit pit lane for this stop. And I don't see anybody took any tires. So they're already starting to see strategy on difference in fuel. Even that one lap and a half can make a difference. You just never know how this race is going to play out. All right, we're going green on this lap. So here we go. Garrett, let me reset you. Garrett Tarr is your leader. Gordon Spain is in second. Albert Anderson, he's showing in third. Mike Adamson, fourth. George Rincon, fifth. Tim McAdam, sixth. Colin Decker, seventh. Mike Everidge, eighth. And Chris Gomes in ninth place. Dalton Scaife, rounding out your top 10. Your pole sitter, Dave Mayberry, I think he went into pit lane here. Let's take a look. He's in 11th right now. He did. He's actually the first car on this alternate strategy. So even though he was sitting at the front of the field there, not afraid to go ahead and play his strategy out. He must have a plan. All right. Making our way through 3 and 4 now. You're going to see this pace car pull off now. Unlike the start of the race, this restart will be controlled by the leader. So the 17 machine, once he gets into the restart zone, will have the first opportunity to launch. He has to launch first. The outside line can't launch before he does. Now, should he get to the end of the restart zone without launching, then the 38 machine of Spain can launch. Let's take a look. You'll see on the outside retaining wall and on the inside apron, you'll see the different color paint indicating the restart zone. The blue paint on the apron here. Inside this zone, he can just launch at any point. Choosing super late in the zone, but there he goes. It's a good launch on the inside, being pushed by Albert Anderson, that 99 machine. He is the Super Speedway king. I would call him a ringer even. That is Albert Anderson. Let's see, right now he's up 5 spots from where he began the race tonight. Oh, we see he's getting a little out of shape there. Looks like they hang on to it. Definitely got spread out though. Yep. So you just heard Lori telling him and reminding these guys, there's no 3 wide for the first lap here at super speedways or drafting tracks, let's call it. I can't really call them plate races anymore, I guess. No 3 wide for the first lap. That's an opportunity for us to get a green flag start underway the right way. And then they can go 3 wide after that. Now, once we get down to like green-white checker time, that rule goes out the window. But the rest of the race, they have to remain double file only until they come around for that to complete that first lap. But we're good with 3 wide right now. As you see, the 10, it's like, man, no, that's going to be Garrett Tarr in the plane wrap number 17. Right now in the 5th position. Spain's your current leader with George Rincon up into 2nd, but he's got no help there in the middle line. It'll be a tough. He's going to start to drop back in the sucker hole. Chris Gomes in the 1 machine leads the outside line. Colin Decker in the 8 machine leading the inside line with assistance from Garrett Tarr. That outside line just has the momentum, and they have taken off now. You see also disorganization on that inside line, but the one is pushing. Chris Goins is pushing Gordon Spain out to a pretty good lead here on that outside line with Mike Adamson in the 88 right there to help, and your pole sitter Dave Mayberry fourth in line. Got Shane Bachman in the Hooters 12 machine shooting up through the middle, dropping down in front of that Valvoline number 10. Got a tremendous run. These cars, when you drive these cars, if you're not on the service, the runs just come out of nowhere, and they are just so fast. So I would tell you what you just saw from the 38 machine. If he doesn't get down and block properly, like in enough time, it's going to be hard not to wreck the field. So we'll see if that works out for him all night. The more he does it, the more likely we're going to have a massive accident based on that. Oh, caution's back out. I see Lisa McAdam out there in the chat, Lori, greeting her as well. He's saying welcome back. Second caution. This involves Mike Adamson. He was just up there at the front. I talked about him. I hear Dylan Bryant and Goins talking here. I don't know if they're involved in this or not. Let's take a look.
Pushing the 38, so I had to back out of it. But yeah, I was fine. You keep pushing me.
Go over the shoulder here. Maybe a little tighter. We'll back out as we need to. All right, so this is Mike Adamson here. Oh, just as he gets to the outside of the 82, 82 goes up. I don't know if he knew he was there. He's looking to maybe get up and get in the draft of that closer car on the outside.
Checking up, guys. Checking up.
Oh, we got another car involved as well. Like Ryan Walton got a piece of this in that 5 machine. So they're not out of this race, though, folks. These guys have a mulligan. I don't think his damage looks so bad that he's going to have to use his fast repair. He's got to sit on the pit lane a little bit. Take a look at Mike Everidge as well. It doesn't look too bad. These guys probably not wanting to use that fast repair so early.
Coming down, Colin. Thank you.
Got a couple laps here. Let's see if we can get conversation with Mike Adamson and see what was going on from his perspective. All right, Lori, if you're out there listening to the broadcast, if you hear something that doesn't sound right with the microphones, either mine or in the chat, in the Discord chat, rather, let me know. I'm about to have a discussion with Mike Adamson. Like he's about to hit pit lane. I'll hold off until he goes down here and gets some service. As you can see, the back of his car is looking worse for the wear. Everybody making their way down pit lane here. No one is staying out as I'm looking at these overlays. Got Tyson to be the last one to get. But is he on pit lane or not? Yep, that's him as the last car. Mike races with All-Star Racing. He's got teammates are Dylan Bryant and Albert Anderson, 2 champions of this series. Mike's always perennial contender for the championship, looking to take home the big trophy rather this season. Got Michael Melendez out there in the chat saying, "Let's go, Colin Decker, the number 8." All right, so let's get Mike Adamson up here and have a chat. He's going to sit there and, like I thought he would, and make some of those repairs. Hey, Mike Adamson, it's Alan in the booth, buddy. You got me. Mike Adamson. Hey, Mike Adamson, it's Alan in the booth, buddy. You got me.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. So we took a look at that accident there. Like you had a run on the outside. Wanted to see what was your thoughts from behind the wheel. What were you going for, and what did you see?
I had to run on the outside, and I guess he just didn't see me out there and tried to come up, and he wasn't clear. So We got a couple minutes worth of damage. We'll see what we can get fixed to get back out there.
Yeah, for sure, man. 88 Raptor machine looked fast. I saw just before that you were like fourth in line on the outside, fourth on track. And the next thing I know that you're popping up on the overlays as being involved in an accident. That's how fast your fortunes can turn at these types of tracks. But overall, how are you feeling about this new season?
I'm ready to get that trophy. I've been a bridesmaid a couple times, so it's time for me to get a trophy.
Yeah, man. I was just talking about that, how you're always a perennial contender for the championship. You got a couple of teammates there, been at the top of the mountain, and you're looking to make your stamp on that as well. So I wish you the best of luck the rest of the way and for the entire season, buddy. Do you want to, while I have you, do you want to do any quick shout outs before we get back underway?
Thank all the boys back at the shop, Cam, Shane, Alex, Sean, all the guys at the shop. I know they're watching. We got a minor setback tonight, boys, but we're going to get back at it.
All right, buddy. Well, here's we'll see if we talk to you at the end of the race on the podium, and thanks for talking to us again.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
There you go, folks. Mike Adamson, Raptor machine, like he said, setback tonight, but choosing not to use his fast repair here, and I agree with that. You don't want to, as you can see, going back in here to go ahead and maybe get some more repairs before we get going. He's not in any danger at the moment of going a lap down. Let's take a look at the track map. You can see he's a 25 outlined in green there. And the field's just now making their way off of turn 2 on the backstretch. So he's going to duck in here, get some more repairs done. As I'm also taking a look there, check out McAdam. His car is looking rough. He's trying to get that fixed. I don't even know if he knows he's missing his nose. But the likelihood of this race going green the rest of the way is pretty slim. And he's probably banking on it. Hey, we'll get going again. Somebody will hit someone and we'll be back under caution. He can get some more repairs done. Now, I've done that myself. Maybe some of you other iRacers out there have as well. And every time I need a caution, it just doesn't come out. This thing could run green the rest of the way. Looking pretty rough, though. Step back up front here and take a look. We're going green this time. As you can see, the lights are out on top of that pace car. And your current leader, Gordon Spain, and that 38 is going to have the launch. So he's going to control the restart of this race once he gets to the restart zone.
All right, guys. Good luck. Please be patient. A lot of races left.
Shane Bacher second, Andrew Cawthon third, George Rincon fourth, Colin Decker fifth, Garrett Tarr sixth, Chris Goins seventh, and eighth positions, Dylan Bryant.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go, Barney waving the green flag now that Gordon Spain has launched on that inside line. He's going to bring Andrew Cawthon along with him. Both the lines are even except for the 38. He got out there a pretty good way. Sometimes that's a bad thing. Going to try to play both lanes. I mentioned before, this is a dangerous game. Gets a bump there from the 12. I want to say those guys might be teammates. Got Colin Decker pushing that inside line with the 10 machine out front. Actually, Colin Decker is part of Trackside, the Trackside team there, and he is teammates with Austin Fassett in the 30. So these guys are not on the inside here. Heard something happened with Albert Anderson. I'll go back and see if I can find that. Yeah, I'm looking at this. Yes, so 38 and the 12 are teammates, along with Ryan Walton in the 5 and the 92 of Michael Brooks. No issues there. I got broken up back there, so something went down. See if we can find it. Albert Anderson here. We're on lap 13, so let's back it up here a little bit. Maybe even a little bit further than this. Here we go. So they're in line here. With Albert Anderson at 99. Go to chopper view. Oh, yeah, I see what happens here. Like the 51 and the 17. Kind of get messed up a little bit there. Anderson gets stuck behind them. They just kind of end up breaking up their momentum, so they're losing time to the front of the pack. So no accident there, just a problem and getting disorganized, which is really, really hurtful trying to get to the front of this field. Anderson right now riding in 14th. With that 11 and Brett McCoy right behind him. Ducks to the outside. Going to make some bunches of positions here if he can. Kind of wide open. You see the 17 on the apron there. Garrett Tarry's lap down. John McAdam and Mike Everidge all lap down. Let's see what 99 does here. He's kind of got a wall of cars in front of him. He's up towards the front of the field again. That's how fast you can come back from losing the draft just a bit, as long as you have help. See how close these guys are going into 3. 17 blew an engine. That's what went down. Lori's telling me in the chat. Thank you, Lori. That's what kind of looked like. The 51 was kind of stuck behind him, but 51's still back up here. You see him now. Look how fast they're coming out of turn 4 through the tri-oval. Three wide. Looks like about 5 deep, 5 or 6 deep even. You see that middle line, it's just getting so squirrely with the hard pushes that are happening. You're just one bad push away from disaster. Turn 4, making our way down the tri-oval. This is one of Lori's favorite shots here. She loves the speed shots. So now we have basically 2 distinct lines. That third line's falling apart. Your leader right now is John Shanebacher. They're that 12 machine being pushed by Aaron Warren into 23. '51's trying to make a play for the outside. 38 just up in front of him. They're going back and forth. 38's playing a little bit of a dangerous game there, I mentioned. Back and forth trying to control the air. Now he's got caught into the sucker hole a bit, but he's going to get some assistance from that 92 machine. With Michael Brooks. Jonathan Osborne running down to the center line here. Maybe thinking about getting in front of 38. And he does. The 38, yeah, he probably doesn't want anybody in front of him, but he does need a car right now to get the momentum wound back up in that center line. Now we're getting somewhere with these guys getting some green flag laps underneath their belt. Somebody's down on the apron here. I think that was the 92. Up front, not much has changed except we have one. The bottom line is now the dominant line. For the moment. Don't expect it to stay that way. A third of the way we're coming to through this race. Lap 20. All right, we're looking good now. Let's see if we can get to the green flag pit stops. I mentioned they could do about 20 laps on fuel. Oh, we got shape again here. You saw that in real time. These 3 cars are getting away on the inside, but if they get formed up behind them, It's going to make all the difference. Right on board with Chris Goins here. One long line here. I think these guys maybe are starting to think about pit stops, as you see everybody migrating to the bottom line. We're at lap 20. I told you that was about the limit. But they got more laps left in them. If they got fuel, as I'm looking at this overlay here, everybody went in on lap 9, so they should still have a good ways to go before they have to go down and refuel. Thinking about lap 29 to 30. Also depends on how many laps that we ran under caution. While we got a second, let's pay some bills here, folks. Tonight's broadcast proudly brought to you by Trackside Graphics. If you're looking for top-tier design work or need a custom livery that turns heads on the track, get in touch with Austin via his Trackside Graphics email on the screen. Additionally, we are powered by Wade's Pressure Washing, the family-owned Cincinnati staple, keeping homes, patios, pool decks, and driveways looking their absolute best. If your place needs a fresh shine, Wade's has the equipment, the expertise, and the hometown care to make that happen. Get in touch with Wade via this Gmail account. And then finally, GC Cruise Travel, your stress-free getaway to a great vacation. Whether you're dreaming of a cruise, an all-inclusive escape, or a once-in-a-lifetime adventure, GC Cruise Travel handles the planning, finds the best value, and takes care of every detail so you can simply relax and enjoy the journey. We thank all of our sponsors for coming on board this season for both the series here in the Vigilante Racing League. Tonight's series is the Vanquish ARCA series, and then also the premier Craftsman Truck Series every Wednesday night. All right, folks, we're going to give you a rundown and see where your favorite driver may be running in the order here. Here's your current leader, John Shanebacher of Louisville, Kentucky, holding down that top spot. Being assisted here by Aaron Warren in the 23 of Jasper, Alabama. You see the outside line is coming on the touch. That's Dave Mayberry in the 29 and the 1 of Chris Goins. We're going 4 wide. This is I start to go through the field here. A lot of action going on. We're going to have a wreck, baby. Oh, wow, what a save by Chris Goins. Unbelievable. That car should have been in the outside wall or into other drivers at that moment. I don't know how he saved it, but that was a great save by Chris Goins out of Charlotte, North Carolina, last season's champion. Going why he was able to secure the top prize here in the Vigilante Vanquish Series last season. Yeah, and that was also a good bit of driving there from that 51. I mean, it's just as important for the driver behind you to stay off you when you're kind of tank slapping like that. So it gives you a chance to recover, because if he had touched him even the slightest bit, that car would have went around. Yeah, it's like they're all discussing the incident right now. Mayberry in the 29, the 1 of Goins, and the 51 there of Dylan Bryant. We'll try it again, folks. We got down. See, we got through the first 2 drivers here. Now we'll go here with the 10. Andrew Coffin out of Bartow, Florida, running 3rd. Luke Chadwick in 4th. Followed by Colin Decker in the 8th. Gordon Spain in the 38 and 5th. We already talked about the 8 machine. There's John Gallagher in that 123. Here comes Dave Mayberry towing along. Chris Goins in 10th. Dylan Bryant in 11th. And America's driver, Albert Anderson, in the 12th position. 13th is Jonathan Osborne. 14th, Scott Milner. George Rincon, 15th. Timmy McAdam, 16th. Austin Fassett, 17th. Greg Parmalee, 18th position. Tim McAdam in that great-looking K&N machine, running 19th. Dalton Scaife in that classic Coca-Cola 69 ride, running 20th. We saw Ryan Walton get into some trouble earlier, got involved in that one of his first accidents. He's running in 21st right now, being pushed by Brett McCoy. See, these guys are trying to catch up with the field, as you can see here. That's why the hard pushing. Joe Canales making his way off of pit lane, having finished his service. Here's Mike Adamson, 23rd. Garrett Tarr, 25th. Mike Evers, 26th. And John McAdam and Scott Tyser out of the race. And that's through the field pretty quick there, folks. We should see green flag pit stops. We did see one as we were going through the field there of Joe Canales. He went down on lap 24, so 2 laps ago. Everyone else is pretty much in the single digits. When will they come? Jeremy Gammon out there pulling for Rocket Ryan. Must be laying back. Yeah, I mentioned he had some trouble earlier. Let's see. Is he on the lead lap? He is. He's in 22nd, still in the lead lap. So he's in a good position. His car looked pretty good. Here's hoping he didn't have to use his fast repair yet, though. Here, Dave Mayberry's leading that outside line there. He's kind of looking in direct traffic, say, hey, we got a lap car coming. That is true. Here's your leader, John Schaenbachler. And the car they're coming up on is Joe Canales in that 20. You're going so much slower that let's take a look at the field here. 193. Joe Canales is 170. You're looking over 20-mile-an-hour difference here when you have no help and no draft. So he's going to have to hope he can grab onto the tail end of this this pack here, so he doesn't go even further down.
I mean, what was that?
Luke Chadwick talking about something, asking, hey, what was that? Let's take a look and see if we can find it. Let's take a look here. Luke's there in a 9 machine. See if something happens here. Might be whenever they were coming up on this lap car. Nope, it's live, so I don't know what he was talking about there. It's all bad together, so let's take a look. You guys got to be at their lap 29 now. Got to be closing in on this first green flag pit stops. Here's hoping they can get there. See the 29 and the 1 really get close to coming together at a bad angle. Look, they're offset. If you touch another car offset in the corner, as just asking for trouble. Sometimes it just happens where you're lined up with the car in front of you, and then that driver moves, as you can see there, or he just gets loose from the push. Colin Decker down on the apron there.
Appreciate it, 19.
No takers into pit lane this time.
You're clear if you want to get down, Luke.
I got to fit next time, this time by coverage.
It's hurt Anderson. Actually, that was Anderson was talking to somebody else. I heard Adamson saying he had to pit this time by. So we may see some action here going to pit lane.
All right, P1 is sitting, 12 is sitting.
The leader's calling out. He's going to pit lane. These drivers do a great job of communicating with each other. I mean, it's in their best interest, quite honestly. Communicate a little bit more than you would think. So you're able to be there.
27 pitting.
Oh, wow. He's coming down by himself. That is not what he wants.
11 sitting.
Yeah, Shane Bachler, that's just really going to hurt him. Looks like maybe he didn't have any teammates around. I think that 38, I think I mentioned earlier, he was on his team, didn't I? Yeah, Gordon Spain is on his team. He's right there. They didn't go in together, so.
38 pitting this time.
And now Spain's going in, so I don't know if that was a lack of coordination or just
29 in.
maybe Gordon Spain feels like this is better for his strategy. Chris Goins now your leader for the first time that I can think of tonight.
One fitting.
Scott Milner in second. Your leader is going in this time. Is it going to be alone? These guys are splitting up their strategy, but he's not alone. 38 right behind him. See if they get tired. See the 38, the 29, and 23 all come in. So 4 cars, that's good. You need, I would say, at least 3, probably 4 is ideal as far as the minimum number of cars goes. So no new tires here.
81, 23, 50.
See how he blends that back on track. Hopefully he's going to still have dancing partners, so to speak, as he comes off pit lane. That is Chris Goins here in the 1. He does have the 38, and there's a couple other machines up there in front of him. Breaking their way back down through here. There's Chris Goins. In front of him is Gordon Spain. Got Garrett Tarr here. He's a lap down to these guys in 26th. Just in front of him is Mike Evers on the same lap with Garrett Tarr. And Mike Adelson. These guys are all together. See another round of pit stops going on here.
Have you got the draft, Mayberry?
These are your leaders.
I think I
Andrew
do.
Cawthon right now showing in the lead, but these guys are end up going off pit lane. There's Albert Anderson, Michael Brooks. Here comes Jonathan Osborne, Scott Milner,
I got you. All right, buddy.
Gallagher, Colin Decker. Luke Chadwick still sitting there. Albert Anderson is going to take over the lead here for the moment. Let's take a look off his rear deck. You're going to see this faster line coming around him here. See if they jump right to the front. Here's Albert, and you see the 38 and the 1 going to be able to work their way past him. They still got that momentum. However, Albert's up to pretty good speed here. Between him and Jonathan Osborne, they're probably going to be able to catch these 2 cars and latch onto them. They got the 51 of Dylan Bryant there as well. So, 5-car train. Who's behind Dylan? They're pretty good ways back. So, these guys need to get lined up, work together to try and stay in front of that next pack, which is being led right now by the 19, Scott Milner. Like about a 7-car lineup here. Maybe 8. Once Dave Mayberry here in the back. I think that's Dave. No, that's not Dave all the way back there. It might be Tice. Nope. I was wrong.
I'm hoping they're in it.
Right on board with Dave Mayberry here for a second. He's right in behind John Shanebacher in 10th, and Dave is riding in 11th right now. On his roof cam here a little bit. We'll shoot to the outside. Gallagher in that 123. Good looking liveries out here. Lucky Charms. I love the Valvoline scheme right there by Cawthon and the Reese. These guys are with some great throwbacks tonight. It's not throwback race or anything. These guys just like the throwback schemes.
That's because we decided to run too hard. Well, y'all keep on going out, all right?
All right, folks. Well, this race break segment is brought to you by my wife, Lori. We welcome back, baby. We're glad you're here. But if you didn't know, folks, she offers league organization, driver management, and ego control with optional disciplinary upgrades. If you're looking for results with smoother racing, attitude adjustments, and sudden disappearance of repeat offenders, She is the admin for you. For service inquiries, please contact Attitude Adjustments at nobs.pain. Proudly enforcing no bullshit standards since 2021. You guys are in trouble now. She got her voice back, by the way. All right, we're going to jump back into the front here. Joey Gordon Spain is your leader in that 38. They're using these lap cars. Ostensibly, I would say probably to save fuel. He's working both lanes, or at least he's trying to. They're going to work their way around. He's being pushed by America's driver Anderson at 99. Kayla Decker out there in the chat saying great shout out to her dad.
I wasn't expecting that big check up on the bottom there.
No, I was outside too. I didn't realize we were checking up either.
I'm never going to stop it, honey. I also love throwing that out there. See, Lori, she's in the chat saying stop doing those funny advertisements. I just like to do it. Don't make me do another one.
I wanted to let them lead.
All right, now Spain's out there, out front and clear altogether. Osborne's made his way up to the third position. You see America's driver looking to make a run maybe around him. Just slicing and dicing here, lap 38 of 80.
See if we can get
Coming up to the halfway point.
They look clear.
Hey, I'm quick.
Feel some tension starting to build here while I'm kind of hanging out. See what happens.
Sorry, Doc, I thought I was more clear than I was.
All good, brother.
Gordon Spain's your leader. Albert Anderson right there in second. Jonathan Osborne third. Dylan Bryant's the fourth machine there. Chris Goins in that number 1. Scott Milner in 6th. Aaron Warren in 7th. I want to say, let's take a look. Nope. Scott Milner. Here. Actually, these cars right here, these last 3 are lap down cars to that one machine, that front group. Chris Goins right there in the 1. He's running in 5th, and then you have to jump back here to 6th, which is Scott Milner. Everybody's staying lined up. This is what we talked about. If they could get the green flag runs, then the strategy start to play out. You see a little less crashing because a little less side by side. Might not be quite as exciting, but it's exciting in a different way. You know, who's got the right strategy? Who's going to make the moves at the right time? When are they going to pit? Who's going to pit with you? We saw earlier the 12 machine. He went down pit lane and has such a lonely, just defeating feeling when you pull down there to hit pit lane and no one goes with you, because you're absolutely not going to come out on the good side of that. Since we got everybody kind of lined up, let's run through and show you where your favorite driver's running before we go through the next cycle of pit stops. That 38 machine, Gordon Spain out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, holding down that top spot. Albert Anderson in 2nd. Jonathan Osborne, the ever dangerous here, running 3rd. Dylan Bryant back in the Superman livery, looking to throw his cape out, take home the victory tonight. Chris Goins, your defending champion, the Do White's Hoopsicle machine, dark version, raced out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's holding down 5th, up 22 spots from his starting position. And next in line is the 88, but he's actually in 24th. He's making their way around the 67 there. 82, he's in 25th. And 17 rather here of Garrett Tarr is in 26th. And the 67 of Tim McAdam, 24th. All right, now we're getting back to the next position is 6th, Scott Milner. 8th, Aaron Warren. These guys are going back and forth here. Aaron Warren's in 7th. Andrew Cawthon's 8th. 9th place, John Gallagher. John Shanebacher in 10th. Your pole sitter, Dave Mayberry, riding in 11th. Colin Decker is holding down 12th. Michael Brooks 13th. Greg Parmalee. I think these guys are in a different group altogether. As you can see here, let's take a look at the track map. You can see where they are. Parmalee's riding 14th. And we're watching him, which is indicated by the green circle around that number 14 on your track map. Kind of leave that up so you can see where we're looking. Right behind him, the 15th is Joe Canellis in that 20 machine. Brett the Real McCoy in 11th. Dalton Scape, 69 is running 17th. Behind him is George Rincon. Austin Fassett in the 30th, excuse me, in the 30 and 19th. Timmy McAdam running 20th. Luke Chadwick looks like he's all by himself. Nobody in front of him, nobody behind him. Feeling pretty lonely there in 21st position. Racing out of Dallas, Texas. Jump back to Mike Adamson. He's part of this front group. We talked about him earlier, but he's running 22nd. Ryan Walton, 23rd. Tim McAdams, Sr., 24th. We talked about Mike Everidge, Garrett Tarr, and John McAdam. They're 25th to 27th, respectively. Actually, I think John McAdam's out of the race. Albert Anderson, America's Drivers, taking over that top spot, though. On the 38 machine with assistance from the 81, Jonathan Osborne.
We were already talking about it in the chat. Shout out, Brad. Troublemaker.
Go back and take a look and see how that happened. Anderson's in second right here. Behind the 38. That's where we last saw him. Right on board here. Yeah, I got you, babe. I see the chat. Why don't you do something about that? Well, this must have happened. Let's see where some thought it was going to happen pretty quick there. I'm going to look at the overlay. I'll get you to it. There we go. It must have been just... Why the 38 pulled up out of the way? It was more of him pulling out of the way than it was Albert taking the spot from him. So I'll tell you what, I think that is probably fuel saving. He's been out front, and when you're out front, you are burning more than the other drivers. So everything, you have to think about it all from behind the wheel. You don't have in this series or any of our VRL series anybody on top of the pit box calculating your fuel, letting you know what to do, telling you, hey, maybe you should pull back in line, save some fuel. But that's probably what Gordon Spain was doing there. He dropped back to 4, so he's still right there in striking distance. I mean, anybody at the end, if this was the last lap of the race, in that front pack there could win the race. It looks like we see 20 machine of Joe Canellis coming off pit lane there. Yes, I think he just completed service here at lap 45. He did. So it looks like we're getting ready for another round of pit stops. Coming to about 30 to go. This is going to go faster than you expect, folks. Thanks for cleaning up the chat there, babe. Appreciate it. So I'm going to say this with caution because Lori's probably going to get all over me. But crazy enough, we've only had 2 cautions here tonight. And we get strung out like this, it makes for a cleaner race, a more enjoyable race from the driver's standpoint, and also for us trying to figure out what their strategy is going to be and what the winning strategy is going to be. Let me know what you think down there in the chat. Who's kind of in that? Maybe give you some information, kind of base your your prediction on? Looking at your leaders. First few there were last on pit lane at lap 32. That's all the way down through third. Or lap 31 if you go all the way back to ninth, which is John Gallagher. That's in a different pack, but this pack is catching. See Scott Milner and company. They have caught this front pack, folks. But right at the end of this green flag run, they are there. Look, they're going to go ahead and make it too wide as soon as they can. Try to drag these guys back a little bit. I see Lord giving me, I told you she's going to give me a hard time. Oh, Earl Evans as well. And I'm going to jinx it, folks. Here's hoping it goes green the rest of the way so I can prove them that there's no such thing as a broadcaster's curse. 19 went out there, but he's kind of being hung out to dry now for his bravery. Jumped right in front of the 10 machine.
Okay. 11's pitting, 11's pitting.
11, okay, 04, I think Parmalee's pitting. Howard Anderson, still your leader up here. Got one long train. Cars behind him now. You can tell pit stops are coming. Nobody's looking to do what the 19 did. Get out there and get hung out. Right now, track position's king as you get on and off pit lane. Now, George Rincon, Greg Parmalee, and others are making their way down right now. You got Rincon, Brett the Real McCoy, Dalton Scaife. 2, 3, you got more people than that on pit lane. Go back here to your leaders and see if they're going to go down.
I'm good for 3 laps from here.
We're down to 4 here. I just heard Gordon Spain said he's got 3 laps here. So don't expect to see anybody hitting pit lane right here then. As we get set up for this, folks, if you're new here, I see a bunch of you out there watching. Welcome to the Vigilante Racing Network. And if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the racing action. We're live every Wednesday and Friday night at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. rather, Eastern time. So Eastern here in the United States. We go live Wednesday and Friday. Here on Friday nights, it is the ARCA series, the Vigilante Vanquish ARCA series. And then on Wednesdays, Craftsman Truck Series for the premiere. Everybody hitting the lane again. Everybody's just content at the moment.
2 to go.
Anderson's calling out. He's got 2 to go, letting people around him know when he's going to hit the lane. To see Austin Fassett and Timmy McAdam Jr. on the lane. There's Austin making his way off in the 30 machine. Really coming down to a lot of strategy here. If it's 2 to go, they're going to go in at about lap 54. They're going to have to make one more pit stop. If my calculations are close, I estimate they can go about 20 laps on a tank of fuel. Now, it depends if they're sitting back into... Oh, here we go.
30, is your car good or not?
Yeah, I'm good.
We got Aaron Warren, Shane Bacher, Michael Brooks, and Tim McAdam all hitting pit lane.
38 this time.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars there, so that's going to be a good group to be able to try and make something happen when they come off the lane.
Yep, 123 going in.
I'm gonna stay all the way to the right.
There's your front pack. There's a little bit of a mix of your leader and lead cars and a few lap down cars. Here we go. Making their way in. The goal is a land rush, rather. Anybody going to get turned here is the question. So far, so good. We're taking tires. That's another. Oh, your leader overshoots his pit box just a little bit. That's America's driver, Albert Anderson. And you think, okay, that's not a huge deal, but that could make the difference between him coming out with this group, which I think he's going to be fine here. But he's certainly not going to be leading them off. As you can see, 3 or 4 cars got in front of him. He's going to get on around the 17 here, though. He gets a good launch off pit lane. Right now, and here comes the other cars. They've already made their stop. You got Shane Bachler and Aaron Warren here, riding 5th and 6th. Right now, Anderson has dropped from the lead back to 9th. Okay, you got rights only. I missed that. I'm talking to Earl Evans out there in the chat. Thank you, Earl. Here's your new leader, Gordon Spain.
I'll go high.
Chris Goins right behind him. Jonathan Osborne in 3rd. Dylan Bryant 4th. Top 4 cars right there. You got Aaron Warren here in the 23's 5th. Shane Blocker there in 6th. And John Gallagher holding down 7th position along with Andrew Cawthon in 8th. And I mentioned Albert Anderson dropped back to the 9th position. Now these guys are probably going to be able to catch up. I don't know though. Only 3 cars deep. This might be a tall order for them. Look off the rear deck of the 99. He does have help coming. This will certainly help their chances of catching up. 17's a lap down, but the 19's on the lead lap along with the 8 and the 29 right there of Dave Mayberry. Dave giving us our only onboard camera here tonight. Appreciate you, Dave. It's a nice setup. You got three screens around him. He just envelops himself in iRacing. Look off the roof cam. It's right at the moment. And really, what he needs to do is just stay in line with these guys and catch up as much as possible. Don't know if they're going to make it. Kind of went down here. A little out of line. 123, John Gallagher leading this train, though, in 7th. All right. Lori out there in the chat talking about some song. You got to share. You can't just keep that from us. All right. Less than 25 laps to go here, folks. Talked about it at the top of the broadcast, but it's worth doing again here in case you missed it. But we want to give a big happy retirement shout out to Craig Decker. It's Colin Decker's father. After more than 39 powerhouse years of dedicated service to Rhinebeck High School, Craig's impact runs deep. His commitment has shaped generations of students, staff, and families. And tonight we honor a truly remarkable career. This shout out is courtesy of his son, Colin Decker, as I mentioned, who wanted to make sure that this milestone gets the spotlight it deserves. And we thank you for your public service there, Mr. Craig Decker. Congratulations. And with that, we're going to run through the field, show you where your favorite driver's running, and then we're going to do a crank it up segment as we're getting into the closing stages here. I mentioned we should still expect one more pit stop here for these guys. I don't think anybody's going to be able to make it on field.
I'm just trying not to overheat.
But you never know. Somebody might be sitting in the middle of one of these conga lines running half throttle and may go for it. That'll make for some high drama as we get to the end of this race. Right now, here's your leader, Gordon Spain. Second place, Chris Goins. Third place, Jonathan Osborne. Dylan Bryant, 4th. Aaron Warren in 5th. John Gallagher, 6th. Andrew Cawthon having a really good night. Love this Valvoline paint scheme, man. I'm all about it. Makes me think of Mark Martin. Running 7th. Albert Anderson in 8th. 9th place, Scott Milner. John Shanebacher, 10th. Dave Mayberry in the Blue Flocks, 29. Colin Decker running 12th. Michael Brooks, 13th. The Brett McCoy, the real McCoy rather, 14th. That 11 machine. The 04, Greg Parmalee is running 15th. Joe Canellis is 16th. Just behind him, Dog Skates holding down 17th. Mike Adamson got in a little bit of trouble earlier. Always dangerous at these super speedways, but right now he finds himself in 18th position. Denny McAdams, 19th. Luke Chadwick is 9th. Excuse me, in the 9. He's running 20th. Cam McAdams, 21st. George Rincon, 22nd. Austin Fassett, 23rd. Ryan Walton, I know he's got some fans out there. He's running 24th. If he's sandbagging, he needs to get to move and come down to 20 to go. Garrett Tarr in the 17, plain wrap machine here, 25th. Mike Everidge is 26th. And John McAdam and Scott Tice out of the race. As we have a new leader, folks. This man, Chris Gomes, now taking over the top spot. We'll see how that happened. Did Gordon Spain drop to the rear again because he was burning up too much fuel? Oh no, the one machine's out of control. Wow, what a save. He's staying out of the way, trying to. Is he going to get run over? He doesn't. That breaks up the field tremendously. I was just trying to look and see how he got to the front. And that had to be a bump gone wrong there, folks, but unbelievable save. I want to say that's the second time tonight. No caution. Got to go back and see how this went down.
Yeah, that was killer there. We'll get back up there.
All right, here he is out in the lead here. Let's take a look and see what happens. Exactly what I thought. Bad push. Or push at the wrong time, rather.
Try to drop in behind them, Gordon.
81 of Jonathan Osborne's behind him. Guys are working hard. These cars move around, folks. They get buffeted around a lot. He goes kind of towards the outside a little bit. And when you move, you see how when you move laterally across that rear bumper, that is normally the kiss of death there because it ends up hooking. It kind of hooks him in the inside. And Joe Canellis, just unbelievably, I don't think he might have got a piece of it, but I think it might have ghosted through him. But watch this bit of driving here by the 1. He should have destroyed that car on that outside wall. Hangs on to it, has the presence of mind to not destroy the field that was coming up behind him. Let's watch off the rear deck. Watch off the back end here of the 1. Starts to strip back down, realizes that they're coming. He goes back up to the wall. Timmy McAdam did a great job as well. Identifying the fact that there's a slow car up there and being able to stay off of him. So a great bit of driving by all these drivers. Not great for their chances to win tonight, but did an awesome job there not to destroy the field. Now Chris Gomes finds himself back in 12th. Jonathan Osborne, the other car involved in that's up here, leading this train with Dylan Bryant to 51 behind him. 2 cars back into 38 is 3rd place, Gordon Spain. 17 laps to go. There's going to be another round of pit stops for sure. Question is, are they going to get to it via a caution or a green flag stops? Right now, we're going to, if you like to hear what goes on in these cars, most of these drivers try to really immerse themselves into the iRacing experience and make it as real for themselves as possible. You can do the same. Go ahead and crank up those headphones, that television, or your computer speakers, and we're going to go crank it up style here, folks. We'll be right back.
Timmy pitting in this lap, buddy?
Just pick him up 67, we don't need to pass him.
Alright, I got 8.5.
Okay, Timmy, I'm thinking.
All right, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed that Crank It Up segment. We did have a little bit of audio issue at the beginning of it, but we got it figured out. Thank you, Earl Evans, out there in the chat, letting us know you're watching your leaders right here. Jonathan Osborne pulling the train around here, followed by the Dylan Bryant machine in the 51. Gordon Spain there in the 38. Aaron Warren in 23. John Gallagher rounding out your top 5. Jonathan has come up, Jonathan Osborne that is, 18 positions to lead this race right now with 12 laps to go. And my estimation is that they're going to have to pit one more time, barring a caution. Now, should they end up with a caution very late in this next few laps, they only have one chance at a green-white checker in this league.
Checking up.
All right. Looking at the lap that they went in on. Your leaders here went in on lap 53. Yeah, they should be in that window now.
28's going in this time.
Now, they've kind of rotated around who was leading up front, so that's probably helped them a little bit, because if you're following, you can save a bit. Hear people calling it out now. They're working together, McAdam and others. You see them and hear them on the radio. Don't know why the Crank It Up is still in here. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Passing the lap car of the 20 there, Joe Canellis. I mentioned earlier, they only had a couple of cautions in this race, and that's how this can go. You can think I got all the opportunity in the world to fix up my machine. We do have some takers on pit lane, by the way. But then it runs green on you. You got Michael Brooks, Tim McAdam, George Rincon, and others. Garrett Tarr, all in pit lane right now. The lead pack is not. They're going to stay out here.
Not this time, but next time, Dylan.
Here's the leader calling out. He's going in, not this time by the pit lane, but the second time. This is what old Darrell Waltrip used to coin as co-opetition, I believe. You know, you're thinking, why are these guys telling the other drivers what they're doing? But it's really in their best interest in some ways, especially if they're working with a dancing partner at a super speedway or a drafting track when it's highly dependent on drafting. And we saw earlier, we looked at the dashboards, that there's like a 20-mile-an-hour difference if you're out here running by yourself, more than 20 miles an hour. The Ashley Osborne out in the chat saying, "We love you, Lori." Indeed we do. Aren't we excited she's back? I'm excited. I can't tell you. She's been, the last 2 days, just come to life again. And I'm all about it, folks, and I'm glad you're here with us. All right, 51's calling his pit, and 81 was working with him there. They're gonna definitely, those first two cars go down together. Question is, who else? 38's been playing it pretty tight to the vest here. Been playing a smart one as far as the gas is concerned. Gordon Spain, that is. If he gets off pit lane in front of these guys, they're gonna play it. It's gonna be very hard. I'm not gonna say that. It's gonna be very hard to get him a land rush. Here we go. Oh, we got one locked up. One in the inside wall, like the 123. Got a little bit of rear brake. I want to say that was a 99 who locked up his brakes there, Albert Anderson. And it was. We'll go back and take a look and see how that went for him. That should pop out of your way here momentarily. There we go. Oh, that was a little bit too far back. There we go. They're all coming off pit lane now. We're back to live. We got 7 laps to go. Watch the end of this race. Gordon Spain came out first, like I mentioned. Now, that's a product, folks, of not using as much gas as the guys who are out front. Oh, that means less time on pit lane. If you have less fuel to put in, he just put in what he needed, I'm sure. Back out there in front, Dylan Bryant right behind him in that 51 machine, that 81 of Jonathan Osborne, who was leading, having burned the most fuel, took more time on pit lane. But 88 machine is not on the same lap as your front 3 leaders here, but the 12 just behind him, John Shanebacher, is. Six more laps to go. Don't see anybody on pit lane right now. A quick run through and show you where your drivers are. First, Bain. Second, Dylan Bryant. Jonathan Osborne, third. That 12 machine at fourth. Josh Shanebacher. 99, Albert Anderson came out on the good end of that pit stop. He's up to fifth, even with that little bit of a lockup. Your pole sitter, Dave Mayberry's in sixth, being pushed there by Scott Milner in seventh. Aaron Warren in eighth. John Gallagher in that 123 is in ninth, having a good run. Chris Gomes saw an incredible save, I think twice tonight, for sure once. I think he was also that first one, running 10th. Colin Decker in 11th. Mike Adamson, 12th. Andrew Cawthon, 13th. Michael Brooks, 14th. Luke Chadwick, 15th. 5 laps to go, folks. Dalton Scafair at 17th. Just Harmony just passed him for that. Joe Canellis is 19th. Kenny McAdam, 20th. George Rincon, 21st. Ryan Waltman in the 5 is 22nd. Mike Evers, 23rd. Ken McAdam, 24th. Austin Fassett, 25th. I think Garrett Tarr's on pit lane. He is. Jumping back to the front here. Nothing changed at the front. Gordon Spain, still your leader. Coming to 4 laps to go.
Maybe get back up to that first track.
All right, folks out there in the chat, I see you out there. Who's your pick to win this race? I'll give you a look over top what you got going on here. You got 38 up front, Gordon Spain, Dylan Bryant, Jonathan Osborne. That's your first 3.
Yeah, they get hot quick.
Do you have a lap car in the middle of these guys in that 88 machine. And then once we go back just a little bit further, there's the 12. So he's not in a position right now, the 12 that is, to be able to fight for the top 3. He's got these other cars in between. And Dave Mayberry's back here pulling these guys along. So John Shanebacher's the only one that can get up here, maybe fight for these top 3 picks. I see
We gotta get single file.
Jake the Snake out there saying Spain is his pick. Well, Spain's got the lead right now. I don't know. I don't normally want to be necessarily out front on that last lap. It all depends. Right now, he does not have a teammate with him. And we have a lot of cars kind of mixed in here. It's not helping out John Shanebacher. I think Shanebacher actually is his teammate. So 81's going to the outside with some assistance by the 10. Spain's trying to block. He does successfully. 51's going to have the run now with assistance from the 88. Oh, the 81 jumps down, takes them both out. Oh, no. A late move. Dylan Bryant's still in third, but he has nobody with him. 3 laps to go, coming to 2. Back up front here is Gordon Spain. Now John Shanebacher's up there. And your pole sitter, Dave Mayberry, is the closest one of these two guys, and he's way back here. So it's going to come down to these teammates. Who's going to win? We'll go back and take a look and see what happened there. Get a better look at it. But we're going to watch the end of the race here first. All Gordon Spain wants to see right now, hell, and John Shanebacher, they want to see that white flag. That means the next flag will end this race regardless. Now, if there's a caution right here for this last bit of this lap, coming out of 4 right now, but it's a long way to get to the start-finish line. They don't want to see a caution. There they go. Last lap. Just cross for that final lap. White flag is in the air. Who will win this? Is it going to be the 12 or the 38? Will these teammates fight each other? And who would help him? There goes the 12. He's looking to the outside, looking to the inside. Goes back to the outside. 12 machines looking to take the win here. Oh, they touch. They got assistance on the outside, the 10 and the 28. Oh, no.
No worries. Thank you for the push there.
Teammates out the window. 10 machine. Oh, he gets a bad push. Is the 12 going to get there? He's out front. They're door banging. Who's going to win this? Going to be the 38 machine of Gordon Spain, and they're ranking coming across the line here. Incredible finish. A lot. Man, it did not matter. These guys were teammates. They were going for it. Can't say that they just kind of played team orders. They certainly did not.
Jordan, good job. Congrats on the win, bro.
Gordon Spain bringing home the top prize here tonight. Jake the Snake called it.
Thank you. Good race, though. Teammate made it hard on me there.
Yeah, good job on this. Congrats.
Great finish here tonight, folks. There is your winner. We'll see if he does some burnouts for us. Don't go anywhere. We see you out there in the chat. We're going to interview your champion here in just a moment.
Thanks for those pushes there,
Yeah,
See if he burns it down a little bit for us. Show us some smoke show, buddy, as we get him pulled up here for this interview.
Hey, man, Albert's not in your senior citizen group. What are you doing pushing him? I'm only 23, sir.
He's got kids older than that. Don't let him pull you.
All right, he parked it on the start-finish line here. Let's get our interview in here, folks, and see how you see his teammate up there. They're celebrating together. Burning it down. Hey, Gordon Spain is down in the booth, buddy. You got me.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man, what a finish here tonight. Your teammate did not make that easy on you. How did you feel about that?
Man, I was hoping he wouldn't make it too hard on me, but he made me work for it.
Oh, man, you guys came out. I thought at one point the two teammates were going to take each other out there because a little bit of a touch here and there. It could have went south on you, but it didn't. Both of you came home. He brought it home second still even with Albert Anderson at third. But how was the race overall tonight, and what was your strategy? I saw you a couple times, and tell me I'm right on this, or don't tell me. Tell me what really is going on. But you just gave up the lead, and I think that was a fuel savings effort, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I couldn't lead the whole time and just fall behind on everybody else. I didn't want to set myself up to have to pit by myself, and just had to save a little bit when I could.
What was there any certain key to this race, or are you just playing it smart on the strategy and the fuel savings? We only had 2 cautions tonight too. I mean, that's certainly not expected.
Yeah, to keep keep it up front, stay with that lead pack, get on and off pit road really good with the green flag stops, and just keep her there till the end and have a chance.
Well, hey man, this is the way you want to start off the new season here in season 6. Are you feeling pretty excited about the rest of the way here, looking to take home that big trophy at the end of the season?
Oh, absolutely. I'll see if I got a shot, but it's going to be a tough season. Nice little start here, but see how the rest of the weeks plays out.
Yeah, not for sure. Hey man, but congratulations one more time. But before I let you go, 2 things. How are you feeling about next week at Texas Motor Speedway? And do you have any shout outs for teens, fans, or family?
Yeah, looking forward to Texas. Texas is always a good race. Yeah, shout out my guys, OG Motorsports. You guys for putting this on each and every week. Good group of guys here to race with, and really enjoy it.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for talking to us, and congratulations again. Nice little burnout for us as well for the broadcast. I always appreciate that.
I'm out of fuel. Don't have enough fuel for a burnout.
You did just a little bit. It was enough, and then you parked it right on the start finish line. So that's perfect.
That's all I had.
Hey man, you right down to the last little drop there. I noticed that also you were able to get off pit lanes faster than the other guys, probably because you needed less fuel, having been saving that whole time. So great job, and we look forward to seeing you in Texas Motor Speedway.
Hey man, thank you. See you next week.
Yeah, man. Good night. All right, folks, that was your winner here tonight, Mr. Gordon Spain out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Played the strategy just right, brought it home, top step of the podium. We're going to jump over here now. Let's see if we can get you some driver finishing order. Actually, before I do that, maybe I'll take you back here and show you what happened with the 51 machine. As we came down to the end of this race here, you really got caught out. That's Dylan Bryant. Go back a bit. I don't know why it's not taking me back here. Here we go. Over Dylan Bryant. This is a lot earlier. I think I know why. I got this right here. Here we go. I had the wrong thing pulled up. So I do want to give you a quick look at this because I don't want you to leave here not knowing what happened with him. Still not helping. It's not cooperating with me for the moment. Don't know why that is. Go back to 79 here. Here he is. All right. So we're just going to fast forward a little bit here, folks, and show you what happens. Probably the fastest way to get to it. All right, this is the end of the race. Actually didn't go back far enough. We'll get to it here. How he ended up going from the front to the back like that. There we go. All right, here we go. So he's up here in second as we were watching that whole time. '81 goes to the top side. We're not quite there to this point yet. Oh, there it goes right there. So this is going to be a push. Actually, the 81 goes down. It was not clear. 81's that the black machine right there running second line. Looks like he's trying to get out there. Chance to win it, and it's just not quite clear right at that moment. And then both of these guys end up in that inside retaining wall. Well of a hit there by the 81. But that's what happened at the end of the race, folks. So now let's go over your results. All right, Gordon Spain, the winner here tonight. John Shanebacher second. Albert Anderson brings it home in third. Dave Mayberry fourth. Scott Milner fifth. Aaron Warren sixth. Dylan Bryant seventh, able to kind of rebound there from the top spots. Eighth position, Chris Gomes. Colin Decker ninth. John Gallagher 10th. Andrew Cawthon 11th. Jonathan Osborne 12th. Michael Brooks 13th. Mike Adamson 14th. Brett the Real McCoy 15th. Greg Parmalee 16th. Luke Chadwick 17th. Dalton Scaife is in 18th. 19th was Joe Canellis. Timmy McAdam 20th. George Rincon 21st. Mike Evers 22nd. Tim McAdam 23rd. Ryan Walton 24th. Austin Fassett 25th. Garrett Tarr 26th. John McAdam 27th. And Scott Tice rounded out your 28 car field here tonight, folks. It was a really great race. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. We're going to pay some bills on the way out the door here, though. So tonight's broadcast proudly brought to you by Trackside Graphics. If you're looking for top-tier design work or need a custom livery that turns heads on the track, get in touch with Austin via the email here on your screen. We're also powered by Wade's Pressure Washing, a family-owned Cincinnati staple, keeping homes, patios, pool decks, and driveways looking their absolute best. If your place needs a fresh shine, Wade's has the equipment, the expertise, and the hometown care to make that happen. Get in touch with Wade via his email here. And then finally, GC Cruise Travel, your stress-free getaway to a great vacation. Whether you're dreaming of a cruise, an all-inclusive escape, or a once-in-a-lifetime adventure, GC Cruise Travel handles the planning, finds the best value, and takes care of every detail so you can simply relax and enjoy the journey. Get in touch with Greg via his contact at the Gmail on your screen. And we thank all of our sponsors here in the Vigilante Racing League coming on board for both of the series. And then finally, as we wrap up tonight's coverage, I want to give one last shout out to my wife, Lori. She keeps this league organized, keeps me grounded, and somehow still cheers us all on every week. You're the real superstar of the show, honey, and I'm glad that you're back. I think the folks out there are glad that you're back. We love you, babe. All right, Vigilante Nation. With that, we have officially kicked off Season 6 here at Talladega Superspeedway. And now, as I mentioned, we're moving on to Texas Motor Speedway for Round 2 next Friday. Be sure to tune in on the 14th of August at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. But until then, remember, stay sharp, stay fast, but above all else, stay vigilante, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
This ain't your mama's racing stream.